Hi guys, I've been playing around with Mecanim a little bit more, and this time I've been working on trying to make a system where a character can strafe, as in walk sideways, so that they can be looking in one direction, or like generally their whole character can be facing in one direction and they will be moving in a different direction. Like in this example, I've just got it so that when I click in a certain area, they'll start walking towards that area, but they'll always face where the mouse is. And there's also another extra behavior where they'll just follow each other in a little bit of a chain of command. And when they get to their desired location, they stop. And I thought I'd do just a quick video explaining how I've done that, because the script is still pretty simple at the moment. Soon enough it'll be full of other stuff, so yeah, I thought I'd just show it at this point. This is the script that's pretty much running everything. It's a lot similar to my last video. In fact, yeah, a lot of it is based on that video. You'll see up the top I've got a up the top I'm instantiating an agent differently. Instead of having a prefab which I was instantiating before, now I'm just making a new game object, naming it navDummy. I put it in the position of the game object, give it the agent component, and then just set the speed and stopping distance on it. And then I also just get the animator and set a few little hacks that I'm just doing myself that are relevant to my specific game. And in the update loop, the first thing I do is, if a leader is set, then I just set the destination of my agent to wherever my leader's agent is. There's a few different things you could point the agent at, but this is just the one that I chose. And then I just figure out where the mouse is in 3D. I don't know if there's a simpler way, but what I just do is I get a ray from the camera and then just basically cast the ray, and then I get hit data out of that from this function, and then I just look at the hit point that I get out of the physics raycast. And from there I just need to move towards wherever the agent is. The way this works is the agent moves and then the Mecanim stuff tries to follow it. And so I figure out my H and V, as in my horizontal distance using the x-axis and my vertical distance using the z-axis. So this is kind of 2D. And then I find out the angle in radians using atan2. That's a fairly handy function where you just put in two, like a width and a height, or like, yeah, a distance in width and height, and then it outputs degrees in radians, and then we just multiply that by, we just add our current rotation onto that, and then we also just turn that into a radian. The way to turn that into a radian is just to multiply it by a constant deg to radian, which is actually for deg to radian, it's math.pi over 180, I think. It's either that or the other way around. To move from degrees to radians, it's just like inversing that calculation. And so from that we have a direction. This d is the direction in radians, and from that, we just kind of we change its range, because at the moment it's from negative pi all the way to positive pi, and it's just a little bit easier inside Mecanim if we just deal with integers instead of pi, because it's a bit inconvenient. And then just to fix up anything that might have caused from there, we just make sure that everything's exactly within -2 and +2, and we basically then give our result straight to Animator. Animator uses that result to do all of its work, and to show that in action, that might be a little bit hard to visualize, obviously, but we'll have a look at the actual blend tree for one of these guys, and we can see the different green lines appearing depending on which animation is playing. So when he's walking forwards, it'll play the forwards loop. When he's walking sideways, it'll move to the sideways loop. When he's walking backwards, it'll play the backwards loop, and it'll just use the rotation, the degrees around the character to determine where he's going to go. I don't know if I'm confusing you. It always feels like I'm confusing myself more saying it, but at least hopefully, yeah, you can just see like we just get a rotation here, and that rotation turns into a number that we can use in a blend tree like such. So anyway, I hope somebody got something out of that, and thanks for watching.